It's recording now.
I thought we were already recording the entire time. I feel like there's acres of material that we just don't have anymore because we weren't recording.
You want to leave your phone here?
It's not visible.
My phone?
Oh, it's not visible?
No.
Get this out of here.
Okay.
I don't want anything to interrupt us.
Alright. Are you ready?
Oh yes, I was ready 25 minutes ago.
Alright, so how are we going to start it?
I would like to say hello.
Okay.
Hello, Griffin. It's good to see you. Welcome to my home. I feel like I'm giving a lot and not getting enough in return. That's how this feels.
I don't know what to expect, that's all. Your home is very elaborate and it's very disorientating to interview such an interesting person.
Oh. Well, you say that, but I try to make it accommodating and warm and welcoming. And now I've learned that it's just not those things.
In fact, it's quite off-putting and scary. I'm just kidding, Winterbourne. Your home is very welcoming.
Oh, well, good.
Thank you for interviewing with Art of Austin.
Oh, well, it actually is my pleasure, and I was excited that you asked me to do it, and I hope that I do a good job.
I'm sure you will. This is not your first interview, is it?
No, I've done a few before. I was, we talked before. We're friends. We can say that. We know each other. We hang out. So this isn't a secret. I was on TV in Portland, Oregon. I was talking about my book up there, and they did a little expose of me doing some street art up in Portland, and that was very fun. It was also live, so there was a lot of pressure, and there was a child involved who nobody knew what he was going to say.
A child?
A child, and he was looking through my book, and I was on pins and needles, just wondering, please don't say anything that...
Live is scary.
I feel like I dug myself into a hole. Remember when I said that I was going to go off on a tangent, and then I might say something, and then halfway down the path, I was going to say, oh, this is a stupid path to be on. Let's get off of this path. And here I am putting myself in a dicey situation with a child on live TV. And that's not where you want to be. You don't even want to implicate anything. And I think we should cut this entire segment. It makes no sense.
Easy enough. Easy enough. Can you tell us more?
Needless to say, there was some talk the night before. The child was, this is a helmet. It is a robot head. And the child is a friend of, the child is the son of a good friend of mine. And he had the robot head on, and he kept talking in a German accent. And he said, welcome to Germany. I am Winterbourne, blah, blah, blah. And wait, where does this air? Where would people see this?
I guess internationally, technically.
Oh, well, this child said some pretty implicating things, saying that I was a German, and then linking that to Hitler because I had a mustache.
Oh, whoa.
And so I didn't want him to say that on live TV.
No.
And that's what it was. So here's the good juice. Here's the hot goss. I was so on pins and needles when the newscaster, Cassidy, said, so Emmett, what did you think the first time you met Mr. Winterbourne? And he said, I thought he was going to be... I really thought he said Hitler, but he said, a billionaire.
A billionaire?
And at that point, my heart relaxed, I caught my breath, and I said, he really likes the mustache. Anyway, I'm sure you'll cut all of this, right? This is just a lot of like blah, 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 blah.
Slice and dice. Slice and dice.
Slice and dice. Make me look good,
Parts
please.
we can do, parts we can do.
Right.
Why did he think he was a millionaire?
Billionaire.
But why did he think he was a billionaire?
Probably, again, because of the mustache and the top. Also because he's a big fan of my work, and maybe he just thinks I should be a billionaire.
Yeah, I think you should.
Oh, thank you.
Are you a billionaire? That's a
Yeah.
good question.
Not even close.
What is the annual revenue of the Impossible Winterbourne? Can you tell us?
Well, last year was a bit of a loss. I can tell you that. And I can also tell you that if this year isn't any better, I'm gonna have to start paying a whole lot more for health insurance, because if you don't make it a certain amount of money, then the government stops subsidizing you. And is that what this interview is about? You want to hear about the healthcare system in America? Because it's not that great, especially for artists that don't make any money. Because who makes money off street art? You're basically going out and putting up things for free and saying, hey, here's a bunch of free stuff. I can't really pay my bills.
So what are the advantages of being a street artist over a traditional gallery artist?
Well, you don't have to submit to any juried exhibitions. You can just go out and put your stuff up anywhere you want. And that's the beauty of it. You don't have to say, hey, mister, can I be a part of your gallery? And they'd be like, no, sir. Your work is not up to our standard. We won't take 60% of your earnings because you're not going to earn anything. So you can just go out and be like, okay, face here, painting there, poster there, and who's going to say anything about it? Maybe the building owners, or the property managers, or the police, or... So there are risks involved. I'm not saying there's not. I'm just saying there's a give and a take. You get your art seen, it's not often paid for, but you build a name for yourself, and suddenly you're a shepherd fairy of Banksy. And who knows? I bet Banksy does make money off his art. I bet he does. Not all of it,
think he does.
but somebody's funding that. He does a lot of amazing things. Somebody's got to be paying for it.
That's true, especially the shredded painting. What are your thoughts on that idea?
I think it's absolutely brilliant. I love it.
I kind of thought it was cool too.
Yes.
Can you tell us how long you've been in Austin and how you found your way here?
Well, I can't really say how long I've been here, or how I got here, but I know that I have been here long enough to see cherry cola dogs spring up and go away, and I miss it, because I think it was one of the greatest things we had for a while, and at one time I felt, oh, here's a place where I can feel at home, where I have peers, where I have people that have common interests. That's just basically the definition of peers. And I was like, finally I can hang out somewhere, and it's not a bar, and it's not a club, it's just a place where people are being creative, and there's a society, and it's underground, and it's invigorating. And then...
I agree. We all miss cherry cola dog.
Rest in peace. I do look forward to the camping thing. I do, but I'm gonna wait until it's a little bit warmer. I'm certainly not gonna go camp in the cold. It's not what I do. I don't know if you know.
No.
A little bit more refined than that.
Of course, of course.
And I want a toilet. I want a working toilet.
I think the dynamic has shifted a little bit for cherry cola dog, but I see a lot of opportunity in new places. And
What is that new place?
We haven't found it yet.
We do
haven't
have
made it
that, the place that's, wait. Tell me what the place is.
Polis headquarters.
Yes. And I'm going to be doing an install there. For the next show, that's in March something or other.
Sure.
To coincide with South by Southwest. And I'm excited about that. Started working on that already.
Awesome.
And you're there, I know you're there.
Yes, I am there.
And
They actually had a 45 artist mural painting
yes.
go up that was put together by Daru Art and a few other people.
Yes. So I'm excited about that. There's a lot of potential there. Same people, a lot of the same people are there. And that makes me happy because it's like seeing old friends and, oh, where have you been? Oh, how have you been? And what have you been up to? And blah, blah, blah. And here's some pictures and look at that and blah, blah, blah.
Yeah, it is I think Cherry Cola Dog gave us the opportunity to form a community. And now we kind of moved together as a little crew.
Yeah.
It's very nice. Can you possibly tell me when you realized you were an artist?
I don't know that I have realized it yet. Are you telling me, Griffin, that I, Winterbourne, am an artist.
I think the world in general would probably agree with me, yeah.
But I disagree with the world.
Well, how do you see yourself?
I am a gentleman, a artist. Oh, okay, so I'm an artist. When did I realize it? I've been doing it my whole life. I think many artists, I don't think it's like, oh, maybe I'll do this one day. I think it's something that we just do. And we've always done it, in one form or another. Not saying that all my life I've been this robot who does street art. That's not true at all. But in one form or another, I've done art my entire life. You know, drawing pictures as a child, and making masks and blah, blah, blah. Have I said blah, blah, blah enough? Because I don't know if I've gotten my quota in yet.
I think that might have been the first time.
There's a company called blahblahblah.com. And if I say it enough times, they give me 10 cents per mention of their name.
That's not very much.
It's not very much, but every time this video plays, I get 10 cents.
Well, I expect
So if you
hundreds of
multiply
thousands.
that by billions of views, which I'm sure this is going to get, I mean, maybe someday that child will be right.
Then you
I will be a billionaire.
We can only hope. That would be an appropriate value for your art in the world.
Thank you, that's very flattering.
So you've been drawing and all that for a long time. You're a multidisciplinarian. So how many different types of media do you actually use?
Well, I use illustration, sculpting, mold making and casting, and I do some digital work as well. I have painted before, but it's not really my forte. But in a pinch, I will paint something if it's called for.
Well, why is it not your forte as opposed to the more?
It's just
So,
not
like
what I
your
do.
work-
It's
Your work's more 3D, or?
I like working in 3D. I'm more comfortable sculpting than I am painting. It's just what I connect with.
Sure. Awesome. And can you talk about your art training? Where did you learn to do this? Are you self-taught?
On the streets. I learned everything on the streets. I was walking down the streets, and I saw this man, and he was whittling this little figure out of wood. And I said, "Hey there, Geppetto, why don't you give me some lessons, and I'll throw you a couple bucks." And he said, "Oh, I don't know if I can teach my skills to you, Mr. Robot Man."
Was he Southern?
I'm sorry, what?
Was he Southern?
I can't remember where this was. I think it was in the suburbs of Detroit.
Okay.
The man's name was Geppetto, and he taught me how to sculpt. From then, I've been sculpting robots and faces and tentacles and whatever else I see fit. Maybe someday I'll sculpt that bust of Geppetto that I've been promising him for so long. God rest his soul. We lost him last year.
Oh no, I'm sorry to hear
We
that.
lost him last year. It's a sad day. More so for me than him, since he's gone and he doesn't have to deal with the guilt that I told him I would sculpt a bust of him before he passed, and then he passes, and I haven't done it because I've gotten caught up in all this other stuff. Promote your book, put faces on the wall, blah, blah, blah. And what about Geppetto?
What about
Poor Geppetto, dead in the ground. And you know what I should do? I should put a face of Geppetto over his tomb.
I think that is.
That would be fitting,
I think that's one.
and that would be appropriate. I'm glad we had this conversation because until now, it never occurred to me to do such a thing.
R.I.P. Geppetto.
You'll get it, Geppetto. It's coming.
Where do you derive all this crazy inspiration from? You gotta have a source. You gotta have a pit of bubbling ideas. You do so much work. It's so prolific.
Well, now that Geppetto's gone, I've just been rifling through his old notebooks, stealing all his ideas.
Isn't that called plagiarism?
It is that Geppetto was around to sue me.
I thought he had to be dead for 30 years.
It doesn't matter. He doesn't have any family. It's just Geppetto, and he's gone, and I took all his notes and all his sketches, and I was like, these are great ideas, Geppetto. Too bad you can't use them. I will carry on your legacy. But change your name to my name, and now it's my legacy. This is terrible. I'm painting myself in a terrible light. I really have to sway. You have to believe me. No, where do I get my ideas? Just think of them. I guess that's the best answer. Sleep is good. Dreaming. Daydreaming.
How do you sleep? Do you have a very special pillow?
You have to unplug. At some point in the day, you have to just unplug.
Mm.
You sit down, you unplug, you power down.
Are you?
You get ready for the next day. And that's how sleep works.
Huh.
People think that, oh, I don't need sleep. I just walk through. Blah, blah, blah. Oh, I did it again.
10 cents.
But no, you actually do need sleep. Helps you process what you're going through. Helps you come up with good ideas. Unless you're Salvador Dali. That guy didn't sleep at all.
No.
Look at all those ideas. It was basically variations on one idea. Let's have a bunch of stuff melt over a bunch of other stuff.
Put it in that perspective, that is kind of true.
Not that he wasn't talented. He did it well.
Well, what do you think about artists like Mondrian, who painted squares of color for his entire career?
Who?
Mondrian?
I don't know who that is.
Okay. I guess he's...
Did she live here?
He was a 1950s abstract expressionist in New York. What is your favorite song?
Oh, my favorite song. Now this one I didn't expect. This one I didn't expect at all.
Curveball.
Favorite song. Can't say Tiptoe Through the Tulips by Tiny Tim. That's too expected.
Very common. Very common album.
Dark Horse by Katy Perry. That's the one.
Interesting.
Dark Horse by Katy Perry. But I wish they took that stupid rap part out. Why has there got to be a stupid rap part in all the good songs? Get it out. Some stupid slick gimmick. There goes my cat. Hello, Fredrickson.
I did see Fredrickson.
He's like, where's my food?
So you're not a fan of rap music? Is that what you...
Oh no, I am. I am. But I don't know why it has to be shoehorned into every pop song.
That's a good point. Maybe they're trying to match different dynamics there.
It seemed like a greasy trick.
It
A
is.
greasy producer's trick.
I'm pretty sure it is. Favorite movie, maybe?
Favorite movie? I can't say favorite movie overall, but one of the best ones I've seen recently is Aquaman.
Aquaman. I haven't seen it yet. Are you getting paid for this? Self-made?
Aquaman, let me tell you about it. It's the best of the DC movies because apparently DC can only make crap movies.
It's true.
And so you go see what should have been the worst of the DC movies because it's one of the worst of the DC characters, Aquaman. Go look at the old cartoons. Aquaman is terrible.
Yeah.
He's the worst.
He's pretty bad.
So what do? We flip him on his head. We put some long-haired, muscly guy as Aquaman who doesn't give a crap about anything, and he's brilliant. Criticisms? A lot of it looked like it was part of the Power Rangers.
How so?
It was like very flat lighting. It looked like a TV show in parts. Unfortunately, it was the parts I was most interested in because it has one of my favorite villains, Black Manta, who just looked like a Power Ranger robot. I was like, what have you done to my precious Black Manta? It's just, and then announcing his name, it was very Super Friends. It was very Super Friends. I'm Black Manta, Aquaman. You killed my father.
Oh, wow.
We get it, Black Manta. We get it. Tone it down. Use some subtlety. Can we fix the lighting in here somehow? It's a little bit too flat. Wonder Woman had the same problem. Very predictable. It was Captain America with a female lead. That's all it was. There was nothing good in it. And Wonder Woman deserves better. She does, especially this time. We needed a good Wonder Woman movie, and we got Captain America rebranded with a female lead. It was garbage. And everybody who says it wasn't is in denial.
I kind of like
Black
it.
Panther was terrible.
I like Black Panther.
I didn't even finish it.
Wakanda Forever.
I didn't even finish it.
No? That bad, huh? I have to say all of the comic movies are kind of hit or miss. Or
I
most-
did get to meet my favorite. I called him a hero. He was at my last book reading. Thanos made an
I
appearance.
saw a picture of that.
Thanos made an appearance, and I said, Thanos, you're my favorite comic book hero. And he said, Thanos isn't a hero, he's a villain. And I said, Thanos, it's all in how you look at things. But I did get a picture with him, and I would say that Avengers movie, when Thanos sits at the cabin at the end, and he just sighs, and he looks out over the greenery and the mountains, that was peace. That was peace for me.
I did enjoy that timeline. Do you look forward to the Captain Marvel?
No, I probably won't see it.
Yeah.
Well, I'll tell you why I'm not going to see Captain Marvel. I'm just bored.
Really?
Yeah.
Just
I'm bored with all the superhero movies. They're all the same. It's all the same formula, blah, blah, blah. I come from a different place. You don't understand me. I'm going to try to fit in. Now I'm the hero.
That's pretty much the premise. But we can't forget that comic books themselves are pretty basic in their premises.
They are. And when you start to put emotional attachment on a movie that was made to sell toys to begin with, what are you doing? What are you doing with your life?
You're making money.
Now, a good movie, Harry Potter, I've heard. I've got it on good authority. You haven't seen it.
I have not seen.
You haven't seen a
Harry
single
Potter.
one.
Not a single Harry Potter movie. I know.
I've seen all of them.
It's a shameful thing.
Multiple
And
times.
don't they have a griffin in one? I mean,
There's a Gryffindor. It's a house.
A
You
whole
should
house of
be
Gryffindor.
watching it.
I might have to revisit it. Do you think it'll still
I've got
hold
it here.
up?
We can watch it.
Does it still hold up, you think?
I think so. I mean,
I'll check it out.
magic is timeless.
Magic is time.
Use that as the quote for this interview.
Magic is time.
The Impossible Winterbourne. Magic is timeless. That's what I
Actually,
should
I
say.
think that's a beautiful title. I think I will. Did you ever have any pizza from Valero?
Yes, I have.
Can you tell me about that experience a little bit?
Well, I'll tell you this. That everybody in town, when I was around my studio, oh, best pizza in town. You gotta go to, what's the name of it?
Giovanni's.
Giovanni's. You gotta go to it.
Giovanni's.
It's in a Valero gas station. Don't judge it by the gas station. Do judge it by the gas station. Because, actually, it's not that bad. As pizza goes, it's middle of the road. It's not terrible. You know, it's not Papa John's, which is basically garbage, heated up and then put into a box and then served to idiots.
Not a fan.
It's not Papa John's, but it's just not it's not that good. It could be better, but also it is served out of a gas station, so it does get some credit there. I would not get it again. I'm from Chicago, the land of pizza. I can also say the same thing. I understand that people from New York don't like pizza from Chicago because they think it should be 90 miles wide and paper thin. Well, my pizza should be about, 12 inches wide and as thick as a butte. I like something that I can sink my teeth into. I consider myself maybe a pizza connoisseur, maybe to my own detriment, since I cannot be happy anywhere else but Chicago, pizza-wise.
Can you tell us what your work is essentially concerned with? What are your concerns?
I'm not concerned with anything.
Nothing?
I don't have a concern in the world.
Carefree as a bird.
As a bird.
Interesting.
What am I concerned with? Basically, I don't know that I am concerned. I mean, I am, but does it come forth in my work? You've seen my work. What do you think my work is concerned?
I would say your work definitely has like a steamboat influence, this kind of mechanical, urban nature.
Well, yes, I like science fiction. I like fantasy.
Whimsical, like
Yes.
a fantasy, like a story.
So, the crux of my work is this. I like to look at the environment and then say, what does it need? Does it need a face? Does it need a robot? Could it be embellished by something a little bit more fantastic? You know, architecture these days is kind of bullshit. It's absolutely
How?
especially new construction. There's no personality at all.
Yeah.
There's no ornamentation. It's all tan brick and glass. Look at Austin skyline.
Yeah.
It's absolutely atrocious.
Yeah.
Absolutely atrocious.
Gentrification station.
So, what do? As artists, it's our responsibility to hit the streets and make things the way that they should be. And so that's kind of, I guess that, if anything, is the message to my work. It's like, this is what I want the city that I live in to look like. I want bridges to have faces. I want doors to have big skulls on them in robot shapes.
As you should.
Or rather, I should say, robots with skull shapes. Something to make you look at it and go, well, that's interesting. Because what do we have? Nothing. We're stripping the personality out of this quirky flea market city. It looked like when I moved here, a flea market had exploded everywhere, and people just pieced buildings together from it. And it was glorious, it had a personality. And what's happening? Developers are coming in, and the city is just letting them tear down everything with personality, and put up these 4-story condominiums that don't have any personality at all, and then have the gall to put some stupid name on it. The Bell, the so-and-so, the hobo. Who cares? Who cares?
I agree, the model is broken. The mixed uses that they build, people live in them, they charge them too much. All the businesses at the bottom are tanning salons or things that go out of business.
And how many gas stations does the city need?
A billion?
Every time I see some new construction going, like, oh, what's it going to be? What's it going to be? Maybe a coffee shop? Maybe someplace I can go?
Something cool?
Maybe something cool? Maybe Meow Wolf? Oh no, that went to Denver! Denver, for God's sakes! Denver! We could have had it here! But no, we needed 50,000 gas stations! One on every corner! Yes, Austin, more gas stations! More laundromats! More nail salons! More bullshit! Boo hiss! Do something about it!
How? How can we do
I
something?
don't know!
What is your opinion on bath salts?
Oh. I prefer showers.
What is your usual showering process? How do you wash that big head?
I stick it in a vat of oil, buff it up with a couple towels, and then I'm ready to go.
Ready to ride.
Is that a normal question that you ask your guest? So, how do you normally keep clean?
How do you keep clean? How do you clean yourself?
What do you prefer to use? A loofah or just a wash rag and a bar of soap? Do you use liquid bath wash or do you use bath salts? Griffin, what kind of questions are these? These are...
The inquiring minds want to know, man.
I guess.
How does a robot maintain itself? You seem pretty fit and shape, so you must have some type of regimen you have in place.
I do have something in place, a little tune-up time every now and again. Other than that, you know, eat right and get plenty of sleep.
Love your sleep, huh?
I do. I sleep 8 hours a day.
Dude, full 8.
Full 8.
I can never sleep more than 6.
In bed at midnight, up at 8. Ready to face the day.
That's a pretty good schedule.
It's not bad.
You keep on that pretty regularly?
Yeah,
Probably helps support your creative tendencies.
it does.
Yeah. I'm too much of a drunk to do something.
Well, here's the thing. You don't dream if you don't get the full amount of sleep. And I love dreaming.
What do you usually dream about?
Everything and anything. The other day I dreamt I pushed my brother into a fountain and he had a broken arm and he was drowning. And I had to jump in and save him.
So
But I was the one that pushed him in.
I was about to
What does that say?
I think it's a paradox, huh? You hurt your brother, yet you saved him.
I feel ashamed of myself.
It was just a dream.
But it meant something. I had another dream that I was accosted by a group of 8-year-olds at an airport. Yeah, they came up to me and they were bullying me.
Bullying?
Yeah, one of them knelt down behind me like this, and then another one tried to push me over, and I just stepped over the kid because he's just 8 years old, and then the other one started to surround me, and I was trying to throw them off, and I was calling out to the other people at the airport, "Hey, these kids are attacking me," and they're like, "Handle your crap, Winterbourne. They're 8 years old." And I just didn't want to hurt. I felt like I could break their arms, but then what happens? Winterbourne breaks 8-year-olds' arms in airports.
No.
That's the headline. No mention of the fact that they attacked me. So what do you do? What do you do with something like that?
Wow. You got a catalog that for
Unpack that one.
another day. Wow. This sounds like you might be dealing with some deep-seated issues, perhaps.
I don't think so. I
Children?
think I'm pretty well adjusted.
Yeah. Children attacking your airports. It could indicate something. Do you have a psychiatrist that you go to regularly?
No.
Could I recommend one for you?
Absolutely.
Can you tell us how you make your art? The processes, like what materials do you use?
Yes, I
is that
can,
a
but the
secret?
thing is,
that a secret?
I don't think that they would know what I'm talking about. And that's not to say that people aren't intelligent. I'm just saying that when it was explained to me and I wasn't doing it, I had no idea what they were saying.
By Geppetto?
By Geppetto, he says, you've got to take these sculpting tools and you make this out of clay, and then once you have this clay sculpture, you put rubber over it, and then you make an outer shell, maybe out of plaster, maybe out of resin, who knows, but it's just to keep it shape, and then you take the clay out, and then you pour the plaster in, and like, is any of this making any sense to you?
Yeah.
Because this is how it was explained to me, and I didn't understand it until I did it. And the other thing is, you have to have visual aids. Without visual aids, it's just me explaining things in a very poor way. I'm not a very good teacher.
I guess I could have preemptively brought some visual aids to assist, but
Well, we can maybe cut them in.
for next time.
We don't cut them in when
yeah.
I'm saying bullets.
We just have little slides and stuff. pop
Yeah.
up. The molds, the rubber molds, the clay. Big question.
Bigger than my favorite movie, Aquaman.
You're not getting paid for that, just so you know. Or are you?
Who knows?
Huh. What do you feel the role of art is in the world?
Huh.
That's a tough one.
Well, I certainly don't think I can give you a good answer sitting here right now on the spot. Yes, I know that you provided me these questions weeks before. But did I look at them? No, because I wanted spontaneity, which I hope I've given a little bit of. What do I think? Tell me again, what is the question about the art?
What do you feel the role of art is in the world?
In the world.
How can it serve the world? How important is art?
How important are ornaments on a Christmas tree? Without ornaments, it's just a tree. But you put some lights on it, you put some ornaments on it. It's something spectacular. But seriously, it's a good analogy.
It is great.
Picture
I
the
love
world
it.
as like just a tree. And a tree is beautiful. It's beautiful. But why not decorate it? Why not accent it? And sure, some of those ornaments are absolute garbage. Bullets, get it out of here. Some of them, you look forward to seeing them every year. And they're your favorite thing. And that's what art is. But you put me on the spot. I didn't have any time to think about it.
That was a great answer.
So you got a Christmas tree rent.
That was good. I like that. You make the beautiful extraordinary.
Yes.
Who are some of the other artists that you are inspired by as a street artist?
As a street artist, because that's specific. And actually, I don't know a lot of their names, and that's on me. But there is a lot of good work being done, and I do love Banksy, and I do love Shepard Fairey,
Really?
And I do love Mr. Brainwash.
Oh.
And I know that we disagree on that. But I think he's fantastic. Just as a character, he's fantastic. There's another guy in Italy who's doing life-size people that he's putting places, and I'm not sure if they're sanctioned or unsanctioned, but his work is great. There's another guy who does a similar thing to do that I do overseas, and he uses, I think, his face that he puts in different places over and over again. And I like, you know, I can't say that I don't like his work because it's very similar to mine. Street art, the murals, I'm not a muralist. And when I see a good mural, my heart grows 3 sizes. I love to see a great mural because it's something that I cannot do and I don't understand how it's done. And when I see it, I think it's beautiful. And what breaks my heart is when it is painted over within a month. Austin has a problem with that.
Yeah, we do.
Austin will commission a mural for a certain part of the city and then paint it over within a month. Why? Leave it alone. Let it ride. Stop painting over good art, putting up garbage, like that ATX sign in front of Whole Foods.
I agree. If I see one
That's not
more-
art, that is bull S. I'm
No.
going to give you plenty of bull S's to splice into it I didn't say bull S. There's another artist that I know who is a phenomenal artist, absolutely amazing. His name is Bill Tavis. And I've got it on good authority that he said no to somebody who wanted him to go against what he stood for. So good for you, Bill Tavis. I support you in standing for your rights as an artist to be an individual and not cave to what some committee's vision is. Because as we all know, committees do not have vision.
So what do you mean by these? What type of committees should we be rejecting? What kind of ideas should we?
You should reject any committee that says, hey, we would like you to do this mural of some banal theme, but instead of using your style, could you just do it this way? Always say no to that. If somebody wants you to paint a picture, but not put any of yourself into it, just say no. It doesn't matter how much they're going to pay you, because the price is actually your soul.
That's well said, but I think a lot of professional artists have to take gigs that pay the bills, like lettering jobs or something that's not as exciting per se, or...
Well, that's different. If it's just like a sign job, and you know, I did type alts on junk mail for a big part of my life, and I'm not proud of that. But I didn't sign my name to it either. If you're going to sign your name to it, it better be something you're very sure you want to sign your name to.
Well said, that's fucking gold right there.
Also, don't write anything on a wall unless you have something to say.
Not a big fan of the taggers that can barely write.
I don't know. Are you a big fan of a child who scribbles on the wall with a crayon in his parents' house when he's 3 years old? Oh yes, let's frame that. Let's leave that there forever.
Isn't it interesting how the buff man in Austin lets certain trashy tags ride forever, but yet covers other good tags rather quickly?
I don't have any experience with that.
Well, that's a thing. We call it selective buffism. Read it. Read about it.
I will try to read about it.
People, I know you're in a very selective international artist crew called The Chosen Few. I am as well a member. Can you speak a little bit to the local homies that you get up with? Do you have some projects planned, or have you had any collaborative projects with any of the local TCF homies?
Well, Good Luck Buddha is kind of a mentor.
Good luck.
I know that I'm not alone in saying that. I feel like he's almost like our pack leader in a way. He was one of the first artists that I met when I moved to the city. And he's been a huge help to me. I didn't do any wheat pasting or any poster art or anything like that before I met him.
Really?
So he got me started with that, and we've gone out several times, and sometimes he'll be doing posters and I'll be doing sculptures. And Sleep is Famous is another one. He's not from here either.
No, he's from Seattle.
But he's another great one. There's a lot of good people that I've met here. A lot.
Awesome. Yeah, I remember we got up not too long ago. We need to go out again.
Yes, we do.
You know, East Caesar shouting as we come for you.
Yeah.
If you could own one piece by any living artist, what would it be?
Okay.
Doesn't-
All right, I know what this is.
That's a tough one.
I know what this is. It's not that
It's
tough.
baitism, but
It's not that tough because I know what it is. And it is Damien Hirst.
oh, Damien.
And I know that that's. Here's the thing. I'm not even sure Damien Hirst made the piece I'm talking about. Not even sure he did.
Okay.
I'm not sure what his process is. I just know that he's behind it somehow. There's a documentary called Treasures from the Wreck of the Unbelievable. And it's on Netflix, and I'm not going to ruin it for you, but there's a piece in that documentary that I would love to have. And in not ruining it for the audience, I'm not going to tell you what that piece is.
So we need to watch the documentary.
Watch the documentary.
Treasures from the Deep.
Treasures from the Wreck of the Unbelievable.
The Wreck of the Unbelievable. Can you talk a little bit about the book that you released?
I wrote a book.
When did you release that book?
Let me go get it.
Yes.
It's called The Alpha Box.
Alpha Box.
And it is a picture book, really for anybody who likes robots. Excuse me for a second. Pardon me. I hope that the camera didn't pick that up. I did burp a little bit. Anyway,
Robots burp.
it's a oil reflux. Yes.
Oil reflux.
It's called The Alpha Box, and I don't want to use this interview as a shameless plug, but everybody should buy this book. Everybody should. No, not everybody. Because the book isn't for everybody.
Hold the book up higher.
The book is basically for people who are comfortable enough with robots and the alphabet that, where am I going with this tangent I'm on?
Well, I'll tell you where I'm going. It's obvious that we didn't record this part of the video for some reason. Now I have to overdub it. But anyway, my book is called The Alphabots, and I'm turning here now to Balloonbot. Hold him up so you can see him. There he is. And B is for Balloonbot. He floats on the breeze. And then the next page is C is for Clockbot, who always has time. And the book just moves through the alphabet. Different robot on every page. And it's got a nice cadence to it. It all rhymes. And people seem to like it. I did the artwork. I worked really hard on it. Did a Kickstarter to raise the money. And now you can find it on Amazon.com and at your favorite bookstore. And the Alphabots. Now go and pick it up.
Well, I want to thank you for talking with us today, Winterbourne.
Well, I thank you for coming here and letting me be a part of this.
Thank you for allowing us in your beautiful home. We look forward to putting you up on the site. Be sure to stop by artofawesome.com and check that out. Do you have any advice for artists out there, fans of your work, up-and-coming young artists? What would you tell them?
Have a good time. All the time.
Well said.
It's from Spinal Tap. I'm sorry, I couldn't stop. I couldn't stop myself. I have to give credit to the source. It's from Spinal Tap. One of the best movies. One of my favorite movies. Better than Aquaman.
Better than
It's better than Aquaman.
Spinal Tap.
Believe it or not, Spinal
It's an
Tap.
acquired taste.
This is Spinal Tap.
It's an acquired taste, Alan.
Should we hug?
Yeah. Winterbourne, you're a great guy. Robot. Human.
Goodbye, everyone.
Art of Awesome. Enjoy your face.
Are we done? Do we have to sit in silence again?